Yesterday we received the patch notes about the update that is going to be live in less than 10 hours, and we briefly talked about the new pet they are releasing. We couldn't discuss it in detail because there was almost no information available. It only states Bramblestalker's primary skill plants spores into 3 surrounding enemies, dealing damage and binding them based on their available health. This is the only information we have in the English patch notes, but when we look at the Chinese patch notes we can find more details. This may not be a perfect translation, but it should be understandable. Bramblestalker plants spores into 3 nearby enemies. After 1 second, seeds bloom into cages, disabling enemies and dealing damage to them over time. Seeds will prioritize enemies with the lowest health. Now with this, we have a bit more information about the new familiar. And as you can understand, it has a skill very similar to the Black Rose gem. This means this pet can immobilize 3 enemies at the same time. I don't know what you think, but in my opinion this is pretty good. And that's what we should expect from a gacha game. You are never going to reach a perfect setup, and new additions to the game will always be a little bit better. But keep in mind that we had tons of issues with familiar skills, so this might not even work properly. If we assume it is going to work as stated here, I am pretty sure this familiar will be as popular as the Dusk Prowler. Other than that, this new familiar also has 2 new passive skills. After casting the active skill, increase player attack by a percentage. After causing loss of control to enemies with the pet's active skill, the loss of control has a chance to spread to nearby enemies. When you read these passive skills, it sounds even better. Apart from the damage increase after the familiar's active skill, the second one sounds very important. We don't know the percentages, but spreading the loss of control effect sounds really good. If you remember, I always say that I really enjoy playing with builds and gems that annoy enemy players. Well, it looks like this new familiar is created for players who think like me, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the most popular familiars in the game right away. Of course, I'm assuming it works properly, and it is going to be a good opportunity for players who want to make some platinum because you are going to be able to sell this familiar for very high prices since the demand is going to be very high. Well, I just wanted to say this familiar is going to be a strong one, so be ready for that. If you have familiar contracts, definitely save them for tomorrow. Maybe you'll get lucky and get this new pet. That's all I'm going to talk about for now. I will be releasing more videos about this pet after I get it. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Take care.